Hello. Hello, it's time for single song shows. I used my hand like a little trumpet that time. Like that. It's a fun trick. And if you haven't done it before, well, now's your time. I am in my living room and still working toward a normal situation where everything in my house is not falling apart. Anyway, I don't need to get into that. It's a nice time. Hi, Angelina. You are here. Milan is here. Kevin is here. And soon our friend Chris Lambert will be here. I have a hunch that he's been busy with something. Just a feeling I have. But he's here tonight as the songwriter because he's a great songwriter and we're lucky to have him and welcome him among us. This is my third to last weekly episode of this program. Going forward, who knows, but I might be back, might be on hiatus for a couple months. Might decide after I get on a roll with my new job situation, hey, I can handle it after all. May start playing live in person more. Who the heck even knows? But I am so grateful for everyone showing up, spending this time hanging out with your friends here at Single Song Shows. I wish that I could show you my pets, but they are currently not here. They're all the way across the room. Actually, I lied. They are here, and I'm staring them down. But they're not coming over to me because that's just how they're choosing to be at this time. Let's see. So even while I'm on hiatus, you can still do the YouTube channel. You can look at past episodes. You can check out the playlist, which has most people who've ever been on this show, which is nearing 100 episodes pretty soon. So it's a pretty nice selection of tunes to keep you going. And, yeah. So, yeah. You can be nice and tide it over. Also, podcast is coming back soon. Mine. And what else? I've got other things going on. I see Hello Bo Manning audio joined and Chris Lambert music joined. That's my guest, you guys. So here we go. Gonna invite Chris and do this thing. That'll be fun. That's an Eastern. Hey!
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. My dog doesn't want to cooperate with me, so I'm trying to keep him calm.
Are you at your home? I thought you were out of town.
I'm home this week, yep.
Oh, hey, that's nice.
Yeah, we got let out on Tuesday, so I got a surprise 5-day weekend.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool. That's thrilling.
Yeah.
So you and Baz just getting to hang out and enjoy life.
Yep.
Very cool. Does it feel good to be back, or are you missing that energy of things happening? And
Oh gosh, I needed the break. It's just relentless, It's like one day after another, and the emotions are so high.
Yeah.
It's so tense all the time, and so just being able to be home and not have to do anything. I kind of screwed myself though, because I started promising that I would be able to get these weekly updates out. So now when I have a 2-day weekend, I drive home. I have like one full day to record it, and then the next day I have to drive back. So I have like a 5-day work week and then a 1.5 day home trip where I'm really just working the whole time. So I really needed the extra break. I'm enjoying
Yeah,
it.
good. Thank goodness. That is really nice to hear.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Hey, Chris, do you want to rip the band-aid off and go first playing a song, or would you like an opener? And that opener would be me.
I think last time I did it, I let you go first. So
Mhm.
if you don't mind, I'll go first this time.
I don't mind.
Okay. Cool.
It's up to the guest.
Cool. I'm
Guest
fine
is
going
always
first.
right.
Cool.
I'll make myself out of respect, though.
Okay. Um, yeah, so I've been all day, I've been trying to figure out which song to play. I was gonna like lay back and do an old song that I haven't done in a while or something, and I wasn't really sure if I wanted to debut something new. And so I think I'm gonna try a new one, and I'm gonna try one that's still kind of a work in progress, but it's a really simple song, and so that's why I'm gonna go for this. So I'm pretty rusty. I haven't been playing all that much lately, and so this is the best that I can do. New song. You used to make me mixtapes like on a handmade cassette. You brought me one to Kinko's a few weeks after we met. And we'd talk and trade our records. I even lost a few of yours. But now it feels like so long ago since I was even sure if you listened to anything at all. Anything at all. Do you listen to anything anymore? No one to blame, but what a shame. I missed before. On those quiet drives to work and back with that background radio. Do you miss the trapeze swinger or flamingo on the road? 'Cause I could still go on for hours about a song from years ago, or a band you introduced me to. But these days I just don't know if you listen to anything at all. Anything at all. Do you listen to anything anymore? No one to blame, but what a shame. I missed before. I tried not to let it, but it dawned on me that I can't take the credit for the days when we were young, dumb, idyllic, and free. There's probably a reason, but it's lost on me. I guess there's a season for the things that we grew up with that matter to me. Anything at all, anything at all. Do you listen to anything anymore? No one to blame, but what a shame. I missed before.
Woo!
Thank you.
That was great.
Thanks.
I love the way that it resolves that one. It's very
You mean musically?
I'm I guess I mean poetically.
Oh, well, thank you.
Consecutively.
Thank you.
Because you kind of set up the conflict and then you're kind of like, ah, it's probably kind of my fault too. Probably not a big deal.
Yeah, I think this whole album is about that. I kind of realizing that my entire new album is like an hour-long apology for being who I am, and also just like an acceptance of like this is just what you get. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That I like that it's just kind of releases the tension. It's just
yeah,
probably fine.
yeah.
Very nice. Well, I'm excited for your new album. The last time we spoke about it, you said that you were getting it ready to be mastered?
Yes. So I'm still in the mixing phase right now. Just tweaking until it's exactly how I want it. But yeah, I'm going to send it off to get mastered while I'm living up north and working up there. And then hopefully by fall, it'll be ready to put out. And so like the artwork's done, like the CD layout and everything I have done. And so it's just a matter of getting it finally like mixed to as close to perfection as I can get it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm looking forward to that because I really like the song.
Thanks.
Cool. I'm going to do an old one. One I did. It's funny. I did it at your album release show.
Oh, okay.
Years ago at Boo Boo.
Yeah.
And conceptually, this song makes me think of you.
How funny.
It's kind of your vibe. Then it made me think of you again because the song is called Our Street Tonight. And it kind of makes me think of the title of your podcast. The song's not about murder. It's not. It's about kindness. But I was just like, wow, and yet another layer.
Very cool.
So, yeah. All right. And I'm rusty too, so don't even feel bad. Yeah. So many smells waft down my street tonight. Charcoal, coriander, pepper, and lime. But you can't wait until you take a bite. I love you. I'm so glad you're fed. So many cars parked on my street tonight. They're coming and going all of the time. Young and old have come from far and wide to be near you. I'm so glad you're home. How do I care for those in my charge, for those entrusted to me? When the child that I am and the child that I've been keep demanding my energy. But we all figure it out, don't we? Music on our street tonight. Songs about your truth, songs about mine. If it's still playing when I turn out my light, I'll hear you living well, so well. Good night.
Very nice.
That one. Thank you.
That has it's got like a Joni melody to it.
Oh,
I don't know if you intended that, but that's what I was thinking of.
I hadn't intended that, but it kind of does, doesn't it? Wasn't it moving to see Joni back post aneurysm?
That was great. That was great. I saw she was relearning her songs by watching old YouTube videos of where her fingers are. And
yeah, it was wild. I mean, not that wild because like I've worked with patients who've recovered from strokes and brain injuries and stuff like that as a speech therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I know, and before that I worked with dementia patients before I was even a speech therapist. So like I've seen it in real time, that kind of loss.
Yeah.
But until she talked about it after seeing her play like her old self, and then she describes how she forgot how to swim and she forgot how to play guitar, and how everything had to really come back to her. It's just
Right.
powerful.
Very much.
It's incredible. Anywho, Joni is wonderful.
Cool.
So
So what else? How's your studio coming?
it's coming kind of slowly.
Mm.
The fellow who's doing really most of the work out there is a family friend, very generously offering his skills and time to this project. And so now and then he's going to have family come into town, and we want to get to spend time with them and take some time off from working over here. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where we are. At the same time, we made the I don't know, the perhaps unwise decision to also do some long overdue repairs on our kitchen.
Uh-huh.
That's where we are right now.
Oh yeah.
We're in repair town.
Yeah.
So it's not the most fun place to be, but we're hoping the end result will be nice, and then our house will finally not feel like a construction zone.
Right. Yeah, our whole last half of the year was doing our bathrooms, so it was one bathroom and then the other, and for like the whole last half of the year it was like people in and out and just like jackhammering in the morning, and
oh gosh,
it was a lot. But now we're really happy with them. They're great.
I bet they are, because you and Allie have really great taste, so they look really nice.
It's funny, we were just talking about how, as far as like design and like picking things out goes, that we've never really had a conflict over anything. That I don't know if that's typical or not, but it's like we pretty much have the same taste in a lot of things, and I think I let her take the reins for most visual things and just kind of trust that she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, that sounds like our situation too. Actually, I remember when Kevin and I started dating, he like really liked my room in the place where I was living. It was really complimentary of it, and I was like, well, that bodes well for the future.
Right.
It's ended up working out.
Yeah.
So a question that I don't think I asked when you were on before, but I've kind of woven it into the fabric of this thing, is what was the last thing that you watched and loved?
Ooh. That's funny. Watched and loved.
Yeah.
We watched a terrible documentary this morning. Let's see, last night.
You watched a terrible movie this morning? You could tell me about that first if it's...
Well, we started this, there's a new documentary about D.B. Cooper. Do you know who that is? The guy that, like, skyjacked an airplane in the 70s and jumped out with a bunch of money.
Oh, right. There was, like, a nod to him in Loki or something.
That sounds right. Yeah. It's been like a notorious unsolved crime for 50 years now, and it's something that like both of us have read the Wikipedia page a lot and gone down the rabbit hole of like, who was this guy, and they've never solved it to this day. And so there's a 4-part documentary out, and we're like, we have to watch this, it's going to be so good. And after like the beginning, it was just like a bunch of weird speculation about maybe it's this guy, and then it led you through like 4 episodes of being, ultimately, we don't really know if it's this guy, and we kind of think it's probably not. And so we're like, well, that could have saved us a lot of time. But yeah, I can't remember the last thing I love. You know what? We actually watched the movie Stuck on You, which is a Farrelly Brothers movie that came out in like the mid 2000s, where Matt Damon and Greg Kinnear are conjoined twins. And I remembered it being so terrible when I first watched it. And I was like, this is a bad movie. And so I kept telling her all these years, it's one of the bad movies we have to watch. And we watched it. And at the end, we're like, I kind of love that. Like it was way better than I remembered it being. And maybe it's just part of being like letting go of that part of your ego where you're like, I can only like really cool things. And you're like, I don't know. I just enjoyed the plot. I just enjoyed where it went. And it was silly and goofy and irreverent and all the things, but it was something we both looked at each other at the end like, I think I enjoyed that more than I expected to. We keep a list now too of all the movies we watch, and we give them a thumbs up if we like actually enjoyed them more than we thought, and we'll give them a star if they're like, we love that movie. And the last star that we gave was Silence of the Lambs. That
Oh,
one was like, I think that's one of our favorite movies now.
wow. I haven't watched that in a long time.
Yeah, it's haunting and like really well done, and it just it hit me like a lot more this time around.
I remember that's one of those, probably the first movie that I saw that had that fake out kind of scene
Yeah,
where you think that they're coming to somebody's house and then
yeah, yeah. It was it. We just watched it a few years ago, but we rewatched it recently, and it was like I don't even remember that happening. So it's so well done; it sucks you in, and you forget where you're at. And
yeah.
it's just so oddly shot. There's a lot of like close-ups on people's faces, looking straight into the lens.
Mhm.
That's just kind of off-putting the whole time. And yeah, that was the last. That was the last one we like really loved. That we're like,
Yeah.
this is a great movie.
Nice.
How about you? Do you have a good one?
Great answer. Um, you know, I'm gonna go with, there are a few things I've recently watched and loved, but I'm gonna go with Stath Lets Flats because I don't know if I've mentioned it yet on here. Maybe I have, but oh man, it's on HBO Max.
Okay.
It's a British show that they're going to be making an American version of. My guitar's falling over, but that's okay. Yeah, it's this guy named Stath. It's a um yeah. Oh, it's not staff though. It's staff with the th. Oh, auto corrected Kevin. Kevin's trying. Stath Lets Flats. And so in England, it's not rents apartments, it's lets flats. So you
Okay.
let flat. He's a lettings agent named
Okay.
Staff. He's from Cyprus, his family. So he's this like Londoner by way of Cyprus. And it's a really funny show. And people that you would recognize from other things now, like his sister's in it with him, and she's one of the stars of What We Do in the Shadows. Um,
Okay.
it's just like really funny people. And so if
Mhm.
you like the British Office or the American Office, it's not a mockumentary, but it's kind of like workplace stuff and just like kind of someone who's really bad at his job but sweet.
Okay.
When you kind of, it's kind of like hopeful about people as much as a lot of it is about someone just being truly abysmal at like showing apartments to people.
Okay. Sounds very interesting.
I really highly recommend it. It's I can't remember the last time I laughed as hard at something as I laughed at that show.
Okay. Good to know.
Really good, and like no one knows about it.
I've
So
never heard it. Yeah. That's my first time hearing about it.
so good. Highly recommended.
Okay. I will check that out.
Yeah. And so then the next question is, what do you have that you're promoting? You have your album coming out in the fall. We've
Yep.
sort of touched on that already.
Hmm. Yeah. No real release date yet. So I guess I'll just
Hmm.
keep an eye on the feed and I'll share it when it's ready. Otherwise, I'm doing the Your Own Backyard podcast. Um, I'm doing right now, I'm covering the trial as it happens, which means that I don't really have the time to sit down and make a full documentary about each week because
Yeah.
it would, I couldn't survive it. So instead, what I'm doing is I'm coming home on weekends and I'm just going through my notes and reading through everything that happened in the courtroom that week and which witnesses we heard from and what they added to the story and how the attorneys are handling things and the judge and the jury. And so it's a huge learning curve. I've never sat through a trial before, and I've especially never been responsible for covering a trial in this capacity.
Mhm.
Um, I'm sitting with like Dateline and 2020 and all of the big guys, but they're really just there to collect like a summary of the overall experience so they can put out an episode later. And I'm there to get like every sentence written down
Great.
and come home with it. So I have a really bizarre job right now, and I'm just trying to survive that. So I'm really happy to be home this week and spend some time with Allie and Basil,
Mhm.
and I'll be back on the road this weekend. and that'll continue. So wherever you subscribe to podcasts, they go up on Your Own Backyard feed.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of comments in the chat right now, people saying that they appreciate the updates. So
thank you.
It's not something that is just vapor going off and meaning nothing to anyone. It's clearly meaning a lot to a lot of people who listen to your podcast. So yeah, on behalf of all of them, thank you for your service.
You're all welcome.
And then the other thing that I swear to God will come out is you're going to be on our Wilco podcast second season. We've already taped it like in May. And it's just been that kind of summer where I haven't gotten down to edit anything, not even to like drag and drop. This part goes here.
No, I totally understand that.
Not even that.
Yeah.
That will happen. So be on the lookout for that.
I'm looking forward to that.
I think that's the next thing I'm even doing. We'll be releasing that, and then just 2 more episodes of this.
Cool. Are you excited to be done with it, or do you feel kind of ambivalent?
I feel mixed feelings, but it's the right thing to do because I am going to be working in a school district again as a speech therapist. Like I start training next week. It's new teacher week. And so there are like 3 days I need to go in and learn things and prepare for the job. And last time I worked for a school, it was kind of intense. And so just knowing that, having every support kind of considered in advance, kind of clearing my slate of things, and hence the house projects as well.
Right, yeah.
What can I clear that I won't have to worry about when I'm wrapping my head around this new job?
Right.
So I'm grateful for the ability to do that. So, but I am going to miss connecting with people in this way. We're just going to have to start having friends over for dinner more often.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm sure you remember I hosted the Are We Okay podcast for 3 years.
Ew.
When I started working on Your Own Backyard, it was like, I think this needs all of my attention right now, and I just can't possibly do both at the same time, but instantly missed that human connection of just every week I'm going to talk to a stranger, and we're going to talk for a long time, and then I'm going to put it out, and people are going to have comments, and they're going to want to discuss topics, and then it all just sort of dropped out immediately. And so I missed that, but I don't think I could ever go back. It's like, it was so much work, and I know what you mean with getting around to editing your other podcasts, that sometimes just the thought of it is so overwhelming, the amount of work that I don't know that people understand how much work goes into editing a podcast, because I think people think you just talk into a microphone and then it just sort of is out there, or maybe they know, but they don't know the extent that you have to go to, even just like limiting and mixing and getting all the sounds. It's so much work, and sometimes it's just easier to lay down on the couch.
It's one of those things where, like, once you know what you're listening for with podcasts, when you hear one and it's like not edited that great, you can tell.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a podcast that I love. I think it's really well done in a lot of ways, but the dynamics are horrible.
Yeah.
It's like one speaker is so quiet. Actually, this is not just one podcast. This is like multiple podcasts I've listened to where one speaker is so quiet, and then the other one is so loud that you like zoom right on your car. And it's like, that's not a hard edit.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's time consuming, but like you can see where the peaks are, and you just go
right.
Like,
yeah,
so pay attention.
I've helped a few other people put their podcast together, and just like the longest the thing that takes the longest is making sure that both voices are even through the whole thing, because sometimes someone will have the microphone 2 feet away from them, the other one will be spitting into it, and to try to make them sound even the whole time,
Yeah.
it's like, well, either one of you is going to be blown out or the other one's going to be impossible to hear. And I'm I do this, so like I do audio engineering, and so I know how to eventually get them perfect, but it takes so long sometimes. And so doing a whole season like that, it's like, this is going to be a full-time job for the whole week.
Mm-hmm.
It can be tough.
Yeah, absolutely. But back to the Are We Okay podcast, that was a really special podcast. And yeah, I listened to that one a lot. And I was on it, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
And Kevin was on it. It was also fun.
Yeah. I don't think we would have gotten to know each other if it weren't for that kind of outlet, because I'm not the type of person who will be like, let's just hang out and talk. So it was a good excuse to be like, come over to my house and talk, and then we'll put it out for strangers to listen to.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good thing. And it's fun. And yeah, we've hung out not related to that as well, which has also been fun. Oh, look at his outfit. This is Basil.
This is Basil. Buddy, look.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, he's been a little restless today because it's just me and him.
But none of them want to come hang out with me right now. Oh, what's his shirt say?
It's just a hoodie. It's got like a logo on it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What a cool guy.
Yeah, he's pretty easygoing.
That's very awesome. Worth the wait, Jason says. I agree. Oh, what a guy. I've seen the his campaign signs.
Have you?
Yeah, when's the election?
I think it was last year, actually. Are they still up?
I saw one near like where my aunt lives. And I was
Okay.
like, dog. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, someone, maybe you know who it is. I don't know who it is, and that makes it kind of fun. Someone made like a very artistic like campaign sign for this dog and like put them up around Orchid, and I think a few of them remain.
I think they do, yeah. They at one point they were all over Santa Maria and Orchid. I think even a few out of town. And yeah, it was his profile, and it said Baz 2021, and then his slogan was "I love to run." And it kind of like, there was an Orchid neighborhood watch group where it sort of went viral for a couple of days, where people were like, "Who is doing this?" And it was kind of fun to watch. People try to figure out where they were coming from.
That's very nice. Do you know?
I do know. I don't know that she wants me to say, but she lives with me.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So keeping it secret. All right. Okay, Chris. Well, I'll let you continue getting your rest and watching whatever other bad movies you guys want to watch, catch up on.
Cool. Well, thank you for having me, and I'm honored to be one of your last guests.
Aw, thank you so much for coming back. Always a pleasure. All right, have a good night and stay safe, everybody.
Bye-bye.